Okay, welcome everybody to this public hearing for fiscal year 2026 tax budget. Do I have a roll, please?
Yeah. Okay, Dave. My apologies. Give me 1 second.
Would you like me to do it for you?
I can pull it off my council. Here we go. Okay, Ms. Chesser.
Yep.
Mr. Fisher.
Here.
Dr. Fisher. Ms. Kramer.
Yes.
Ms. Mail.
Here.
Mr. Michelson.
Present. All members are present. The mayor is stepped out, so I would step in as vice mayor. We have no one registered to speak. This is just an open budget meeting that everybody could see the budget for next year and that we could submit it to the auditor's office to start the process for our next year's money.
So, Ms. Kramer, this would be a good time for more questions.
I got you. On page, in your first section, on page 5, where the governmental fund special revenue,
Yeah.
you don't have any capital outlays. I'm just curious as to why.
My apologies. Give me
Just
1
say something.
second to pull that up.
There's no numbers here.
What do you mean?
Last page.
It's not the last, it's the second to last in the first section.
Sorry. Okay, so second to last.
Yeah, so like 24, we had.
So what fund is it? I'm sorry? It should give me a fund number.
No, it's before you give me fund numbers. It's the,
Is it exhibit 3?
oh, sorry, Fund 2904.
So that's the road levy, yeah.
And is it zero just because we don't have any road projects planned for 26?
So you're talking about which line item?
Outlays.
Capital outlay. So capital outlay, generally speaking, is not talking about the road projects. That would be like if we purchased, if we purchased the backhoe, or if there's a specific project. I'm trying to think of what is capital outlay
Yeah,
this
because it
year.
was, in 24, it was like just under 900,000.
Right. So that was. I'm wondering which road project that was.
We had to purchase something for it?
No, it wouldn't have been a purchase. That would have been a road project. That should have been coded as street construction and reconstruction.
Okay,
That's a good question. I'll have to look into that, why that was coded that way.
okay. And then the 190, was that the HVAC stuff?
No,
Or
that can't come out of the road levy.
What was that? Okay.
I'd have to get back to you.
All right,
I'd have to pull that from
good.
that. Yeah. And honestly, a lot of times the appropriations doesn't, I mean, I guess that was money actually spent, so I can't say that was. But the 190, that's for this year. That might have been for the parking lot program. No, but it wasn't, I don't think it came from, I'd have to look, I apologize,
Okay.
I'd have to look
That's
into that.
cool. And then I wanted to confirm on the next page, if you look at coronavirus relief fund,
Yes.
2151, 2152,
Yes,
actually, I guess 2151. That 153, is this ARPA money?
that is all ARPA money, that is
Okay.
correct, yes.
And it's like, the way I am reading in this is there is gonna be 0 unencumbered balance. Is there a plan?
No, not specifically. The point is that if we don't encumber the funds, then we would be liable to return them to the feds.
Gotcha.
So that's
That's
our way
okay.
of not sending sending money back to them.
Thank you. But that's not, we don't have the full 151, right? We've always talked about a lower number. Is that correct, or am I mistaken?
153, you mean?
Yes.
That's how much money we have from them.
Cool. And then,
Is that all budgeted to be used?
That's all budgeted to be used this year. I mean, my understanding is
We
that
have to
most
use
of that,
it.
correct, most of that is either to be used for park projects or for the road funds. And those are basically the things that money can be used for.
well, we also talked about the website. There's
Correct,
like
any other
website.
resilience related, so I apologize, I'm saying the parks, but I really mean anything, I guess you could say parks and recreation, right? Any of those things which are community resilience items that are eligible expenses and expenditures, anything that goes past that deadline would likely default to the road fund.
Okay.
But again, that would be something you'd have to clarify with Mr. Herb.
But we
because he's
could
much
not
more
use
familiar.
it to fund Parks and Recreation Commission. Like their $5,000 budget, we couldn't use it to fund that. with like unknown,
Correct.
Not-
No,
yeah,
it would have to be,
come
it would have to be specific items. For instance, the second wind band. That was one of the items that it was specifically used for.
that's gonna be paying for that this year?
Yes,
That was a specific question we had last meeting.
I asked him
We were-
during the community engagement, and that's what his
correct.
answer
That was
was.
discussed
Who
previously.
authorized that?
Mr. Hurth did.
Okay, and then I was asking, there's operating and supplies and materials on. Operating supplies and materials, that shows up in a lot of the funds, and I was just questioning what that, like, if I could have more clarification of what that is.
One more time.
Operating operating supplies and materials.
You're
So-
on which, where are you right now?
It's in each of the funds, but like, so if you go to the police operations, there's a line item for 60,000 for that one on the
Correct.
first page. There's also,
That's gonna be in almost every single fund.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, it's in everyone, I
Yeah,
didn't
so
know what
that's-
that meant.
I mean, I don't wanna say it's a catch-all, but it is certainly the biggest single line item in most of the funds. And that's gonna be pretty much all of the things that they need in order to function properly that are not specified in other line items. So it's gonna have nothing to do with radios, it's gonna have nothing to do with specific equipment. It's not gonna do with, communications, printing, advertising, it's all promotional equipment. So the operating, it's so vast, like I would
I
have
know,
to
that's,
go.
I think why I'm a little confused, I'm like, what is that? Because
I
you've
could
got
go
so many
through
very
with,
specific line items.
there are specific items that come out of that are all consistent, and it's consistent vendors that we use on that.
Okay,
Originally, that line item compared to the percentage of the budget was a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And when I assumed this role, I wanted to minimize that and have it as sharp as possible, but there are certain things that it is extremely difficult to specify more than that, and depending on the vendors that we're using. But again, I can get with you one-on-one and kind of go through all of the specifics on that if you have some time.
yep, that sounds good, yeah, I think the other question, let's see, on services and roads. I was curious, this one has, services and roads has electricity named a couple times?
Yes,
Is
there's
that
a
the
couple different
outbuildings?
ones. There's, one is specifically referring to the electricity of the buildings. And then the streetlights are actually divided into two because there are two separate sections of the village essentially that are built through Duke. And they get separate bills, so they are
Gotcha.
separate budgets.
And then contractual services on this,
Which line item are you looking, I'm sorry, which page are you? Or
the
where-
first page on services.
First page on services. Yeah, contractual services, the GCWW collection fees you're talking about.
No, the one below that, that's like 200.
Contractual
that's like
services,
$300.
so it's really all part of the same piece, that's Rumpke.
Oh, that's right.
That's all
Okay.
Rumpke, yeah, so the GCWW collection fees is because we pay them 5% of all collected monies, as a essentially an operating fee, because they do our collections for us.
Got it. And you also had administrator's office appearing in the budget here.
Yeah, so that's all referring to service.
Okay.
Anything 1,730 is referring to service. So that's why it's separated by the department like this, so that's gonna be the
Gotcha.
percentage of
Yep.
Jim's and any of the service guys' salaries.
Okay. And then there was 1.1 on the next page for streets, highways, sidewalk, and curbs.
Correct, so I believe that's referring to the Mayflower project and
Okay.
any other outstanding, well, anything else would be encumbered from the previous year. But yeah, that's gonna be Mayflower.
Okay, I figured there's plans on that.
Yep.
I think that is it.
Put forth a motion to, do we have to?
Just adjourn.
Do we,
Adjourn your public hearing.
there's no motion to recommend?
No,
That's
we
in
already did
council,
that
okay.
as a committee.
Okay,
Okay, put forth a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for your time.
No, we have
okay, so we just pull that. Just hit end.
The day of the
So,
never-ending
council on the left. It's not that high tech.
Well, how are you?
Think
Got
about
you
it.
out
What?
preserving the food. I said, I shot you out.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah.
You look like you're about to fall asleep.